This is my match footage for the Turner's Outdoorsman tactical rifle match held on the 17th of September 2022. Stage 1 starts with the shooter engaging all paper targets within the shooting area. The shooter may not leave the shooting area and as such cannot cut across large portions of the stage. A number of my engagements here could have been done later in the stage to save time, such as this target here. Moving into the tricky part of the stage, I try my best not to break the 180 as I move into the small room that was built up. In my stage walkthrough, I didn't accommodate for such a hard lean. Again, I shift my rifle in such a way that I do my best not to break the 180 and mess up a reload right here. A running theme with these matches is how slow I am to engage some of these targets. I could have saved considerable time by just speeding up some of my shots here. The shooter needs to activate the double swinger before engaging the 3 center targets. I decided to engage the 2 targets that would have been difficult with the swinger before activating the swinger and engaging the last 3 targets. I should have taken individual shots here instead of double tapping the 3 targets. With my shaky performance, I landed 54th out of 97 shooters with 52.42% of the winner's score. I managed to get 1 no-shoot at the very beginning of the stage. Stage 2 was by far my most liked stage. The shooter begins by engaging 4 static steel targets before moving on to a Texas Star. There are a total of 3 clay targets that must be hit. If the paddle holding the clay is hit, the shooter incurs a penalty. And right here, I managed to hit one of the steel targets holding the clays, but don't hit the rest of the steel targets. After the steel array, the shooter does a little bit of room clearing. I should have conducted a reload when transitioning from one shooting box to another. As you can see here, I'm not really aiming with my optic. I'm fairly close to the targets and don't really need to aim. I did quite a bit better on the stage, landing 43rd out of 97 shooters with 58.62% of the winner's score. As mentioned, I hit a no-shoot, which added an additional 5 seconds to my total time. Stage 3 has an interesting layout, which ended up confusing me. The shooter begins by engaging 3 steel targets before moving to another box, engaging 3 more steel targets, and finally entering the shooting area and engaging all the paper targets. In the stage planning section, a majority of shooters found a few spots to shoot most of the targets from instead of moving around more than they really needed to. Even with that, I still managed to miss 1 target. One of the match rules is the shooter must conduct a mandatory reload before ending the stage. I conduct one here right before engaging these last 4 targets from a kneeling position.
If you are finished,
I ranked fairly well, but could have ranked much higher if I didn't miss the 1 target. With my performance, I landed 35th out of 97 shooters, with 64.98% of the winner's score. If I engaged the target, I would have broken the top 30. Stage 4 was the 3rd stage of the day. The stage did not really end well, as earlier in the match I had gotten a few signs of my rifle being sluggish, but didn't remediate the issue. Both this and Stage 6 are humbling reminders to listen to your rifle, and more importantly, to clean them from time to time.
Shooter's ready. Stand by.
With my growing frustration, I failed to even properly clear this jam. I should have dropped my mag, racked my bolt before inserting a fresh magazine in and charging my rifle again. Under stress, I completely failed this task. I should have taken this mistake in stride, manually cycled my bolt before each shot, and tried to aim as accurately as possible and finish the stage, but instead I requested to par out of the stage.
Bad magazine.
It's not the magazine.
Predictably, I would not have placed very well, landing 87 out of 97 shooters with 3.88% of the winner's score. I believe this was my lowest ranking in my entire time shooting matches. Stage 5 was the first stage of the day. The shooter begins by engaging all humanoid targets before engaging a set of steel targets from a shooting window. Once this is done, the shooter cannot re-engage any humanoid targets and must proceed to engage the IPSC turtles.
Hit.
Here I have a slight brain fart, forgetting to engage the turtle I planned to engage, and subsequently forgetting to conduct a reload in the place I planned. I do take my time with these two turtles in particular, as they are right above two no-shoot targets. I try my best not to get those two no-shoots. Once the shooter is finished with all the dipstick targets, they must re-engage the steel from before, but now must land 2 hits on a spinner target. If the shooter spins the spinner target over, 30 seconds are deducted from their total time. After wasting about 15 seconds, I give in and just give up on the spinner target. In all honesty, I should have disengaged from the spinner much sooner. A fairly shaky start to the day. My cold start netted me 46th out of 97 shooters, with 15.77% of the winner's score. The reason for the scores being so low, even as I sit fairly close to the middle, was because someone did this stage in about 41 seconds and spun the spinner, making their total time 11 seconds for the stage. Stage 6, as I mentioned earlier, is where my rifle started showing some issues. A failure to eject/feed and an order magazine implied the issue was magazine related, but the signs were there to show that the gun was dirty and needed cleaning, or at the very least some lubricant. Regardless, the stage starts fairly simple. Engage the USPSA humanoids before shooting a set of steel targets from the shooting obstacle.
Oh, what the fuck?
You can hear just how sluggish my bolt is. There's quite a bit of carbon in the upper receiver at this point. And with the issue at least temporarily remediated, I just proceed on with stages of everything is going to be okay. Right here, I'm close enough to the targets I don't really have to aim before taking a few aim shots at the targets that I really should be aiming at. On this hostage target, I make a small error with my hide over bore and end up scoring a no-shoot. With all of the other issues on the stage, I forgot to conduct a reload somewhere earlier in the stage and end up having to reload from my plate carrier as I already used the magazine that was on my belt. I wasted close to 20 seconds on the spinner. I should have cut my losses at about 10 seconds in, or preferably earlier. The 30-second bonus really wouldn't have helped, considering how much time I have wasted so far on this stage. Not as bad as stage 4, but stage 6 had many of the same failures, landing me 76th out of 97 shooters, with 12.86% of the winner's score. Overall, I landed 54th out of 97 shooters, with 37.95% of the winner's score. This match taught me quite a few lessons that I will be applying to future matches. This was a great match, and I look forward to attempting it once again next year. If you like this form of match commentary, please subscribe. I publish videos every first Wednesday of the month.